Whether it's a monopod, tripod, Steadicam, shoulder rig, easy rig, or a gimbal, a filmmaker needs to have some kind of stabilization. There's no doubting that 3-axis gimbals are all the rage nowadays, and they're selling like hotcakes. It's easy to see why. The creativity of vloggers, amateur filmmakers, and videography hobbyists was always limited by their gear. Steadicams or easy rigs were simply out of the question. In this video, we will discuss the top 5 best gimbal for DSLR. So let's get started. Number 5. Zhiyun Crane 3 Lab. Before the DJI Ronin-S was around, Zhiyun dominated the under $1,000 DSLR/mirrorless camera gimbal market with the Crane 2. It's no wonder that people were incredibly excited for the Crane 3's release. Zhiyun ended up releasing 2 gimbals to succeed the Crane 2, the Crane 3 Lab and the Weebill Lab. The Weebill Lab was designed with mirrorless cameras in mind, while the Crane 3 Lab was aimed towards those with bigger setups. With a base price of $899, the Crane 3 is one of the more expensive DSLR gimbals around. However, it does have a few big advantages up its sleeve. First of all, it has 2 independent grips, which means there are a variety of ways in which the gimbal can be held. It also makes it the easiest gimbal to put into underslung or briefcase mode. Overall, the Crane 3 Lab is a great gimbal for DSLR owners. Here are some pros and cons that I found to be interesting for you. It can help you choose the right product on your importance. Number 4. Zhiyun Crane 2. The Crane 2 might not be the newest gimbal in town, but it is still an incredibly capable one. Now being sold at a discounted price, and also commonly available secondhand, this is a great budget option. It has a maximum payload of 7 lbs, 3200 G, meaning it can support a good range of camera setups. The 18-hour battery life is also quite impressive, and being removable batteries, there's always the option for purchasing spares. Unfortunately, there are a few drawbacks to it which you don't see in the latest generation of DSLR and mirrorless camera gimbal stabilizers. The rear motor is not offset, meaning it obscures the view of your camera's LCD display. Secondly, the hand grip is basically just a metal cylinder which isn't ergonomic at all. Here are some pros and cons that I found to be interesting for you. It can help you choose the right product on your importance. Number 3. Tilta Gravity G2X. Tilta are better known for their expensive camera cages than their 3-axis handheld gimbals, but their Gravity G2X impressed many with its superb build quality. Even compared to the Ronin-S, the G2X feels more robust. And who doesn't like the aesthetically pleasing pistol grip with Brazilian rosewood covering either side? With a maximum payload of 8 pounds and weighing over 4 pounds with batteries in place, the G2X is very comparable to the Ronin-S in terms of size and payload capacity. It also costs $790, placing it just above the DJI in terms of price. So why don't I consider it to be as good, or at least as good as the Ronin-S? Here are some pros and cons that I found to be interesting for you. It can help you choose the right product on your importance. Number 2. DJI Ronin-M. The Ronin-M has been around since 2015, and for a long time it was DJI's flagship consumer gimbal stabilizer. Costing $1,199 at release, the Ronin-M was not cheap. Unlike all the popular single-handed DSLR gimbals you see these days, the Ronin-M is a 2-handed gimbal. The camera sits in the middle while you grip the gimbal by the handles on either side. This design makes it easier to keep your gimbal as stable as possible. However, the Ronin-M's biggest problem is its size. It's heavy, you can't easily throw it in your backpack, and you'll attract a lot of attention as you walk around filming. It's also fairly old tech, meaning calibration is slow, and it doesn't offer newer in-app tools like keyframing which comes with the newer Ronin-S. Here are some pros and cons that I found to be interesting for you. It can help you choose the right product on your importance. Number 1. Beholder DS1. If you hate technology but want to reap the stabilization benefits of a 3-axis brushless gimbal stabilizer, the Beholder DS1 might be for you. It's a first-generation DSLR gimbal, meaning it's pretty old and doesn't have the advanced feature set we've begun to expect from gimbals nowadays. The stabilization performance is decent, although it has noticeable micro jitter compared to the likes of the Crane 2. That's quite important because the DS1 doesn't do much else. Simply mount your camera on it, calibrate and start filming. Here are some pros and cons that I found to be interesting for you. It can help you choose the right product on your importance.